Okay, so fangen wir an. Nur einen kurzen Moment. So ist alles meine Bildschirm, Inventarscreen. Und los geht's. Also, heute ist eine zweite Teil. Das heißt, machen wir weiter mit, einen kurzen Moment. Machen wir weiter mit Conjunctions. Wie gestern, wir haben schon darüber gesprochen. Conjunctions. Also, ich bitte euch, I request you all to please tell me one by one what all we studied yesterday. Everybody, please take out, speak at least one or two.
Yeah, we studied about when.
When, okay. Other person, please tell me something else.
Das.
Das.
Obwohl.
Wie bitte?
Obwohl.
Obwohl, O-B-W-O-H-L. Ja, then nochmals Arvid, Karthik and Ishita.
While.
While. Anything, remember somebody, anything else we studied? Because I forgot what all I taught yesterday.
No, we studied only those 4 conjunctions in detail.
All right.
And we also studied the thing that the order of the sentence if we are using any conjunction and
Yes.
coordinating and subordinating conditions. That were the 6 things we learned.
Perfect. Karthik, you remember whether these 4 are coordinating or subordinating?
They're subordinating.
And what exactly are subordinating? Karthik?
Like, I kind of forgot.
Arvid, you remember?
Yeah, subordinating are those conjunctions. Like coordinating are in which there is some coordination. Like if there is one, then only the other one can come. So it is equality, but in subordinating there will be one and only, and he is the like.
Yeah, you are partially right. Ashita, you remember anything specialty about subordinating?
They tell like a cause of something, like
Yeah, but
I can't come to play because it's raining, or they tell the cause of why I'm not doing a specific action.
Yeah, the same thing will happen with coordinating also. But the most important thing is the verb is kicked to the end. Right? It comes to the end. Right? So, if anybody remembers any example, or maybe we'll check out with our previous video, the verb was thrown away to the end. And that was the specialty of subordinating. Okay. So gehen wir weiter mit mehr Examples, mehr Beispiel und mehr Konjugationsaug. Give eine kurze Moment bitte. Yeah, just to give an example, we talked about yesterday. Ich gehe nicht raus, right? And then es stark regnet.
When es stark regnet.
Yeah, perfect. So what happened? The verb regnet, to rain, regnet means to rain, is kicked to the end. So that is the classic example of subordinating. That is, there is a kind of a subordination, like one is coordination, so we coordinate with each other, we live happily, and one is subordinating, which is something like it shows that I am superior and somebody is of some lower thing, and that's why it is kicked to the end. Just to remember. Okay, now I want to take up some more examples. Just wanted to tell you once again that don't be confused with that S plus V plus O, when, and all that blah blah blah. You need not remember them because it's not a physics class, it's not a chemistry class wherein you have to remember these formulas. It's just a how the sentences are framed. But with more and more examples, you will yourself understand this. So don't try to remember that logic. Okay. So let me proceed. I'll give you an example. Ich gehe nach Haus. Ich bin müde. Karthik, can you give it a try? Can you connect these two sentences using a subordinating conjunction?
Yeah. Ich gehe nach Hause, weil ich bin müde.
Weil ich bin müde. Can you please check again if there is any error? Ishita, do you agree with it, or do you find any error?
Actually, I don't know what is the meaning of the word müde.
Müde is tired.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's correct. I think, yeah.
Okay. Arvid? Arvid, do you think it's right?
No,
You repeat 1 minute. I think something. Okay.
Repeat.
Ich gehe nach Haus, weil ich bin müde. I think it. Yeah. I think it will be ich müde bin.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Arvid. See, müde is telling the state. It is not a verb at all. What the verb is here? Bin. And if somebody remembers, bin is sein. Ich bin, du bist, all that. These are all verbs. So, ich gehe nach Haus, weil ich müde bin. So, bin will be kicked to the end. You are absolutely right, Arvid. Okay, then I request you, everybody, to please focus upon this and see the lecture that we did yesterday, because this is going to be the basis, and these simple things you must remember. There is no excuse to not remembering these things. Okay, so let me check out some new topic today. Did I took up obhole? Yesterday?
Yes, you took a whole yesterday.
That was although.
Yeah.
Keep everybody please unmuted, because this is an interactive class. So after, I will be asking you questions almost every 5-10 seconds. Okay. So let's say if I were to give you an example. So minus this comment, this is very complex. It is raining. I am carrying an umbrella. So just tell me which conjugation I should use here, because in practical life you will not be given a list of conjugations, or you have to select the conjugation from your own vocabulary. So if you were to connect these two sentences, there could be more than one options available, right? So
Yeah, I think it will be. How can obwohl, although it is raining, I'm carrying umbrella because.
See, wait. You are getting confused. That's what I'm saying. In practical life, you are not bound to use only obhole.
Okay.
What I want to say is, in practical life, you are given two sentences. It is raining. I am carrying an umbrella. Now, from your vocabulary, from your knowledge, you have to pick up the best conjugation in this situation. So it's not only a whole example. Huh?
It will be I am carrying an umbrella because it is raining.
Okay. Anybody else can give any other option?
Can we change up the conjugation? Like I carry the
Conjunction.
umbrella.
I?
I carry an umbrella when it is raining.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There could be more than half dozen options for the same purpose.
Even so is also used.
BBT, so?
Yeah, it is raining, so I'm carrying
Yeah.
an umbrella.
Perfect. We are talking in English, na? So need not worry about it. You can give any other answer as well. Ishita can try.
Actually, I wanted to say so, but Karthik already told it.
Oh. Any other example, any other option can somebody think of?
We can also say hence, but it is just a fancy word for because.
No, use
Yeah,
it.
as also.
Use it. You can use therefore also.
Therefore, also as also is a
Yes,
as
yeah.
also.
Correct. Right? So what I mean to say is there could be multiple options for the same purpose. So make sure that you remember all the conjunctions and their usage, because uh, it should not happen that you only stick to only one conjunction and try to fit that, let's say, a whole in every situation of life. No? So you must remember these conjunctions, because uh, you will find in practical life that in every aspect, in every paragraph you want to speak out, there will be at least a couple of conjunctions used somewhere. So just this was just an example for that. Okay, dann gehen wir weiter mit noch ein. Oh, what's this? The next is trotzdem. Okay, so trotzdem means you can say still, or maybe in Hindi you can say fir bhi. Okay, so let's say let me think of some example. Yes, er ist krank. ये हमने शायद कल भी लिया था. Er arbeitet 6 Stunden.
Can I try?
Yes, please.
Er ist krank, trotzdem er 10. It is student, right?
Stunden. 6
Student,
Stunden,
okay.
yeah.
Er ist krank, trotzdem er 10 Stunden arbeitet.
Yes, you're right. But I just forgot to tell you that this trotzdem is a coordinating conjunction. So we are now coming over to coordinating. You are perfectly right. But when we are using coordinating, then the concept changes and the verb is not kicked to the end. Right? Suppose if you were to use obwohl, the same statement can be done with obwohl also. So I think yesterday I took this sentence also, na?
Yes, yeah, we did this sentence with abhol yesterday.
So just give it a try, Arvind.
With abhol,
Yeah.
er ist krank, obwohl 10 Stunden arbeitet.
Obwohl literally means although. Right? So suppose if this sentence was in English, he is ill, he works 10 hours. Right?
So it will become obwohl ist krank, er 10 Stunden arbeitet.
Perfect. Right? So obwohl was a subordinating verb. See, again and again I am requesting everybody to please remember these words, whether they are subordinating or coordinating. Till now we have learned only about subordinating. The new confusing parameter will come when we will be talking about coordinating, and trotzdem is one of them. Okay, So this statement will become like this. Let me write down. Er ist krank, right? Then trotzdem. Arbeitet er 6 Stunden. So you see the difference? Arbeitet 6 Stunden comes exactly like this. Arbeitet er 6 Stunden. So this are normally, if it were any subordinating, then this arbeitet would have been thrown to the last part. But here things are different. Just to give you the formula, which I request you not to learn, subject plus verb plus object, then comes trotzdem, and then comes verb plus subject plus object, right? So you see, after trotzdem comes verb. That is the specialty of a coordinating conjunction. Okay, we will take a few more examples. Karthik, are you able to understand this concept?
Yes.
Okay, and Ishita, are you able to understand it?
Yeah.
And Arvid, are you able to understand it?
Yes, ich verstehe.
Perfekt, super. Okay, nun gehen wir weiter mit ein paar Beispielen. Now I give you a hint that we have to use trotzdem. Right? So first thing that you should remember, TRO, trotzdem, yeah, is this is a coordinating conjunction. Right? So everybody will give it a try. Let's say Paul, Paul, ist krank. Then this is a full stop, and the zweite Satz ist Paul schreibt den Prüfung. Right? Prüfung bedeutet exam. So I request every one of you to give it a try, and we will find out what is the right one. Ishita may try first.
Okay, thank you. Paul ist krank. Trotzdem schreibt Paul den Prüfung.
You are absolutely right.
Now can I try? I have one more.
Yeah, please carry on.
Paul ist krank, trotzdem schreibt den Prüfung.
Yeah, perfect. That is exactly the same. And Karthik, do you have any other answer?
No.
Okay, and can you try it with any other conjugation? Conjunction?
Can you please tell me again what is still in German?
Still in German? That is the
Yeah,
classes,
still.
yeah. That is what we are doing since yesterday. Karthik, I am waiting for your answer.
So like, what other like you want me to take another conjunction for this, yeah?
Yeah, as you wish. Other than trotzdem.
Yeah. Oblong.
Wie bitte?
Paul ist krank, or let me say this. What was the word? Although,
Obwohl.
obwohl, yeah. Paul ist krank, obwohl schreibt Paul den Prüfung.
No, then I think it will be Paul then Prüfung schreibt.
Yeah, Karthik, you need to practice it. Let's go weiter. We yesterday talked about while, right? So just wanted to go ahead and tell you that while is the same as then, right? Now, initially I told you that these are all, while is a subordinating and then is coordinating. Yes. So it's kind of a lifeline for you all. In case if you are extremely confused, because in while you have to push the verb to the end, right? So it's kind of a complex situation. But when you try with then it is straightforward situation. So then is just the same as while. You can use it interchangeably and proceed with direct wording, the sentence formation. So let me check if there is any then example with me. Just give me a second.
Entschuldigung, ich habe eine Frage.
Yeah.
Like why are there specific situations in which it is preferable to use one of the other?
No, that let me phrase it. It depends. Normally we say in English it depends. So you can call it as es kommt darauf an. Right? So remember this sentence, es kommt darauf an. That means it depends. So you have to only express your views, right? Let's say if you are in a group of people and you are kids together and you are planning for something, so you only need to express your views. So there is no such regel or rule that whether you should use only while or when or then or whatever it may be. You only need to convey your message. That's all is required. The same thing you can say with all of whole also, or you can say with any other like of or else, or there are so many such things, conjunctions. So rule is only that when you are using a subordinating conjunction, you have to kick the verb to the end. That is the only rule. Now which conjunction you have to use, that you have to use your own Kenntnisse, that is your knowledge and your vocabulary, right?
Okay, ich verstehe.
Yeah, super. Okay, so मेरे को when का then का example तो नहीं दिख रहा है, but I will check out. But let us proceed. We will not wait for me searching the example. Yes. Now there are two more, and they are, just a minute. This could be a little confusing for some. DESHALB, Deshal, and deswegen. Right? So deshalb and deswegen are exactly one-to-one same. And they both means therefore. Right? So I will give you an example. Let me make it a smaller one because I want to make it clear to everybody. By the way, these are both are coordinating, Now I'm talking more about coordinating. So let's say um, ich esse die Pizza, right? Ich habe viel Hunger, right? So Ishita, can you give it a try? How do I connect with any conjunction you feel like?
Okay, except the shall, right?
No, no, you use whatever. Yeah, of course, except they shall, because that is what we are going to take up right now.
Okay. Okay, ich esse die Pizza. Trotzdem habe ich viel Hunger.
Well, it will be like I eat the pizza, although I have hunger. I am hungry. So will that be okay?
Yeah, still is also correct, right?
Let me write it down. I eat the pizza, although I am hungry.
Yeah, and also it also can be like I eat the pizza, still I am hungry.
But I think the meaning totally changes by
Yes,
doing that.
you are right. The meaning will totally change. Right now, the obvious meaning is मुझे भूख लग रही है इसलिए मैं पिज़्ज़ा खा रहा हूँ, राइट? और मैं पिज़्ज़ा खा रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे भूख लग रही है, राइट? This is the natural meaning of these two sentences which I wanted to convey, right? So I eat the pizza. I think instead of although, it could be because I am hungry, right? Or do you think although or because both are right? It could be.
Can I try?
Yeah, bitte.
Okay, so in Deshalb und Deswegen, which one is the subordinating?
Wait. That's what I told you. Keep it for out of your
Except.
picture right now. Don't use
Okay.
it right now.
Okay, ich esse die Pizza, weil ich viel Hunger habe.
Perfect. Ich esse die Pizza, weil ich viel Hunger habe. Perfect. Right. Now, the same thing happened because we have used while, so the verb has been kicked to the end, right? Now, the same thing, one-to-one can be done with the one that I told you. Let me show. Deshalb and deswegen. And these both are coordinating. So, they live and they let live. So, how the sentence would be now is Ich Ich habe Hunger. See, now things will change because I eat the pizza, therefore I am hungry will be wrong, right? I am hungry, therefore I eat the pizza will be right. So now it will become Ich habe Hunger, and then there will be therefore. So here you can use deshalb. Esse ich die Pizza. So you see, friends, the verb is still at the same position. I mean, it is not kicked to the end. Esse di pizza were the, and here also esse di pizza. Of course, that ish has come to this point. That is different thing. But what I want to focus upon is the verb is not kicked to the end, right? So that is the beauty of Deshal, and that is the beauty of any coordinating conjunction. Now, one to one, you can change it with deswegen also. I mean, there could be some differences between Deshalb and deswegen, but in today's level of German that we are learning, we need not bother upon those differences. So you can straight away say, Ich habe Hunger, deswegen esse ich die Pizza. Right? I will take a few. Is this concept clear to all three of you? I would request everybody
Yeah,
to.
yeah, ich verstehe.
Yes.
Super.
Yes.
Perfect. We will take a few more examples, then things will be much more clear. Let's say I request you to use only Deshalb deswegen, right? So you need not think upon all the vocabulary that you have learnt in last 2 days. Ich habe Fever. Fieber, right? And let's say ich komme nicht. So, Karthik, can you give it a try now?
Okay. Ich habe Fieber, deshalb komme ich nicht.
Feber, deshalb komme ich nicht. Perfect. Ich nicht. So one thing to focus upon is, once you use this deshalb, then the verb will be immediately coming after this deshalb, right? And likewise, Ishita, can you try it with deswegen?
Okay. Deswegen is coordinating, right?
You can say these both are twins.
Okay.
You know, I mentioned it here. No? Deshalb and deswegen are twins. You can replace each of them.
Okay. Then it can be ich habe Fieber, deswegen komme ich nicht.
Perfect. Deswegen komme ich nicht. So it's one-to-one replaceable, right? Now you probably have noticed how easy it is to conjugate, connect these two sentences. Now, if I were to say it using while, so I will give you, before you make any try, ich komme nicht, weil ich Fieber habe. Right? So now you see the sentences is very complex. First of all, while has come here, and therefore the verb has switched to the end. So many people, many times when you will be speaking, when you're writing right now, you have still 5 seconds to think before speaking out. So it is still easier. But once you are in a society or in a group of people and you will be speaking out straight away, then you probably don't have any time to think upon. So it definitely comes with practice. With practice, you will be able to speak out correctly. But in case if you are still feeling a little, you are going less, you are having less confidence, then the same thing you can use with deswegen and deshal, which sometimes comes as a lifesaver. So you can straight away say, ich habe Fever, deshalb komme ich nicht. So this is, I have fever, therefore I am not coming. Now the only thing is I am not coming is changing to komme ich nicht. So in English it will be coming I not. So which may be a little twisted, but in German you have to practice this thing, right? But still comparatively to while, deswegen will definitely score much more in terms of easiness. Okay. So some verbal examples let us take. Mein Vater ist alt. Ich helfe ihm. Right? My Vater is alt. Ich helfe him. Ihm. So him you probably know it's him. H-I-M in English. Try to connect with any conjugation.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Mein Vater ist alt. Das, sorry. Okay, I can use any, right?
Any.
Ich helfe mein Vater, weil mein Vater alt ist.
Yeah, you are right. Ich helfe mein Vater, weil. Then you said mein Vater alt ist. Mein Vater alt ist. Now you know you are absolutely right, 100 marks, but there is still room for improvement. Ich helfe mein Vater, weil instead of mein Vater you can simply say er, isn't it? Weil alt ist. You agree with me, Arvid?
Yes, yes, I understand.
No? So the same thing as I told you at the initial. I am Sid, I am engineer, I live in Berlin, I work here, I work there. So instead of speaking out I all the times, there is a better way to communicate, and you can use these personal pronouns. So this is a good example. Okay, then somebody else may try it with any other conjugation.
May I?
Yeah, bitte.
Okay. Meine Vater ist alt, deswegen helfe ich ihm.
Perfect, 100%. Karthik, can you give it a try?
Yeah. Mein Vater ist alt. Deshalb helfe ich ihm.
Perfect. Okay. So, just to give you a conclusion of what we learnt with Dishal deswegen is you can do it like this: subject plus verb plus object. Dann kommt the cloud. Cloud bedeutet whatever you feel like you can use. Dishal deswegen. Now there is one more big elephant in the room, and it is known as darum. Right? So this is the third twins of Dishal and deswegen, which I would not recommend you to use right now. Unnecessarily you will be confusing yourselves, but it exists just for knowledge. Then after these any of these conjugations comes verb plus subject plus object. Right? So that was all for this topic, and wie immer Fragen dazu.
Nein, es ist klar.
I heard only two voices.
Es ist klar.
Naja, ich habe dir gehört.
Nein.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, then let me take up some simple topic now. We'll do one thing, friends. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll be organizing a live test, right? And that live test will be of all types. So I would be interested in knowing your level of knowledge, because we have already done 11 classes. Today is the 12th class. So it should not happen that I am only teaching and I should even understand the level of understanding that you people are getting. So maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll be having a live test, and ye test mein it will not be something like you get a paper and you have to write down the answer and you have to give it back to me. It's not like that. It will be absolutely interactive, and maybe Ishita will be given a chance to ask any question to Arvid, and Arvid will be given a chance to ask any question to Karthik, and likewise there will be a group discussion, right? Now whatever homework you people have received till date, it will be based on that only, and you probably have seen that you have received a huge list of verbs and phrases and so many things. So I expect you people to use those verbs, because the list of verbs that you have received till date is 100 verbs which are most commonly used in German language. So I expect you people to recall those verbs, and in the exam when we'll be talking to each other, I expect you people to use them as well, right? So this all will come only if you have practiced it and learned it. And especially for yesterday's class, please make sure that you understand all the subordinating and coordinating verbs, right? So this was just a instead of giving you a unpleasant surprise that today is test, I wanted to tell you that tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll be having a test. And especially I wanted to also tell you that questions like tell me conjugation of wollen, right? Such questions will never come in any test. Instead, what will come is, how do you say he said he wants to dance, right? So this is a practical usage of a modal verb. How do you use, which modal verb you use here? This is first thing that is asked here, which modal verb you are going to use, and then what is the conjugation of modal verb that you will be using. So that is being asked here, right? So such preliminary questions are never asked anywhere in any German exam. Make sure you won't be asked such questions. Instead, you'll be asked questions on their usage, how these verbs will be used. So friends, please prepare it very well. Okay, dann English Touristin. I just wanted to take up one more thing. Now it's a general topic. I would now ask everybody to tell me, how do I say who in German?
Where?
Where?
Yeah, perfect. And then if I ask you, a moment, why?
Warum?
Warum?
Perfect, right? So now if I were to ask, or if I were to ask somebody, why Peter is tired, right? So how do I ask?
Erkenne,
Bitte?
warum Peter ist müde?
Warum, wie hast du gesagt?
Peter.
Peter ist müde.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. However, if I want to ask, suppose this is me, right? And I am asking somebody, and he is, say, XYZ, and I am asking about Peter, right? So it is me who is asking to XYZ that why Peter is tired. So how should I frame the sentence?
Warum ist Peter müde? It will be same only.
No, but you have to, there's a group of people lying around, standing around, and I'm asking this special guy whose name is XYZ.
But then, warum Peter ist müde?
Naja, there is a group of people. So you need to first address the special guy to whom you're asking the question, that particular guy. Let's say there are many people, right? And you are here. So you'll probably ask, hey XYZ, something like that, isn't it? You'll be starting your sentence with addressing somebody.
So will it become Warum ist Peter müde? XYZ.
Let's say there is Mahesh, and there is Suresh, and there is Ganesh, right? So, and there is a group of people with uh, Ramesh and many Ish. So Mahesh wants to ask a question to Ganesh, right? And he is at a 100-meter distance. So how he will start the conversation?
Hello, Suresh or Ganesh. It
Yeah.
will start with the Varun. Is I think it will remain the same, but there will be just an extension saying hello or introducing we get this there, something like that.
All right. Perfect. You're right. But in these sentences, what will happen? There will be, you know, you straight away don't bombard a question to anybody. You would rather say, "Do you know?" And then why Peter is tired, right? So you will be using "Do you know?" also, na, in English.
Yes.
So how do we do it in German then?
Weißt du, warum Peter ist müde?
Yes. Weißt du, warum Peter müde ist? Right? So now what I want to show here is when you have a helping sentence. Let's say I will write it down. Sorry, just a moment. If I were to ask, let's say, weißt du, warum? Then initially what we said is warum ist Peter müde, right? Warum, let me write it down clearly. What we said is warum ist Peter müde, right? But what will happen in case if you have a supporting sentence which is something like this: weißt du, kennst du, or something, any other thing like this, then we will be using warum, then things will change and it will become warum Peter müde ist. You getting my point? So
Okay, so it becomes like a subordinating conjunction.
yes. Again, in this case, although there is no such subordinating conjunction is used here, there is no such subordinating conjunction. Still, verb is kicked to the end because this Wehfrage, they also act as conjugation, subordinating conjunctions, especially when there is a helping sentence before them, right? So if I say, do you know, let's say I'll rather say how to fly a UFO, right? And in case if I say, do you know how to fly a UFO, right? So how to fly a UFO is wie kann man UFO fliegen? Wie kann man UFO fliegen? Well, this is a little complex because there is a modal verb in picture, so that may turn a little complex. Let me find out some other example. Hold on. By the way, just to give you an example here, wie kann man UFO fliegen? So, in case if you were to ask somebody, so it will be weißt du, wie man UFO fliegen kann? Right? The same thing. The only thing is the modal verb is kicked to the end instead of the main verb. Right? Now, one thing wanted to tell you is I probably told about this earlier also, right? So when we have to use one can, how can one fly uh, an UFO, for example, right? How can one fly an UFO? So in German, if you were to say is how can one? So I'm talking about how can somebody fly a UFO? So it becomes wie kann man. Wie kann man, right? So this is not man, nothing to do with human being type of man. It is man, and man is actually the counterpart of one in English, right? So make sure that you can use man instead of one. How can one sing? Wie kann man singen? Right? So how can one swim? Swim. So please tell me how it should be, somebody.
Wie kann man, wie kann man schwimmen?
Perfect. And if I ask the other two guys, how can one sing?
Wie kann man singen?
Perfect. And if I ask the third person, how can one drive?
Wie kann man fahren?
Perfect. All right. So these are just special tips which are a little out of the topic today. Okay. So again, the formula is built up, and it could be very simple. There is nothing to worry about. So the Hauptsatz, that is the first sentence, like weißt du, kennst du, or any other sentence, and then subject, verb, and object, and then comes the cloud, which has the Wehfrage. Wehfrage. So it can be anything like where, wo, wohin, wem, when. So there are so many Wehfragen, and then comes the same thing, S plus O plus, and the most important thing is verb is kicked to the end, right? Need not learn anything, as I told you multiple times. Don't be overstressed with these formulas. But what I wanted to tell you is, if there is a starting sentence and then comes the Wehfrage, then the main verb will be kicked to the end, right? So I want to now complete this topic, otherwise it will be too overwhelming for you people. Let me check if there is any other simple thing. Okay, now there is a new topic which is very elaborate. Okay, so I think we have done quite a lot. We have learned the conjugations. I will draw a photo once again, which I would request everybody to remember by heart. And of course, moment, yeah. So here is subordinating, and here is coordinating, right? And here I would rather give you some examples. See, I did not tell you in detail about every coordinating conjunction because all will work the same way. The only thing is the meaning of them will change. So aber is basically but, right? Then oder is or. Then sondern is also there. Sondern I will tell you later on because I have to tell you some examples then. Simply und is and, right? And then I think is enough. Trotzdem is also there. And likewise, we have some subordinating, and we learned while, which was probably the most complex one that you guys learned. Then comes das, then obwohl, then comes
When.
yes, you're right, when. And yeah, here I forgot Deshalb this week. No?
Yeah.
Darum.
Yeah, Darum also.
Yes, Darum also. Good that you remember. And these are all three, the twins of each other, so you can use them straight away without thinking about anything. Okay, then the last thing that I wanted to tell you is very simple thing, which has no grammar. Many times in German, you will be, tempted, or you will be, finding it. In some situation, you will be like you would like to say, "I am pleased," right? So there is a phrase that you should associate anytime you feel like I'm pleased. Let's say somebody helped you, and or you helped somebody, and you want to say that I am pleased to help you. I am happy to help you. So there is a special phrase, and that is S Freut, freut mich, right? So it is like I am happy, I am pleased because I helped you, or you gave me a chance to help you. And likewise, there will be, suppose if somebody tells you over email that, hey Arvid, how are you? I want to meet you. So Arvid will probably reply,
As
I
for
no no
I'm
what
pleased.
what. You will probably say that, okay, I'm looking forward to meet you soon, right? Somebody has mailed you and want to take, just tell you his interest that he wants to meet you. So you will probably reply, I look forward to meet you, right? Or maybe you may receive such a sentence from somebody, I look forward to meet you. So this becomes in German, ich freue mich, right? Now, because I used to get confused a lot of times that these two are quite similar to each other, right? Es freut mich, ich freue mich. The difference is between ich freue und es freut. So this is something like, out of the topic that I wanted to narrate you, that please try to use this as much as possible, right? Because this gives a glimpse that you have learned a good amount of German, and you know it not only theoretically, it's not only on paper that you have learned German, but you have understood the language. So whenever you get a chance, try to use these terms, and likewise I'll be telling you more and more terms. So such phrases, if you use in any language, I mean in German language of course, but also in English or in your local language, if you use such phrases, then the conversation gets interesting. No? So somebody with whom you are talking, he or she will be more interested in communicating with you further. So just make it a practice and learn it by heart. This could be a topic of your test also. Ich freue mich means I look forward to meet you. I am pleased, es freut mich. Okay? So with this machen wir Schluss, und haben Sie Fragen dazu bis jetzt?
Yeah.
Nein.
All right.
Nein, es ist klar.
Super. Okay, dann vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank, bis morgen.
Vielen Dank. Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Auf Wiedersehen.